Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Doujinshi, and welcome back to Hentai Reviews, the only series where we can look outside and think, wow, Mother Nature really decided to go for a glory shot. Now, on to our first review of the day. We are going to be covering something that I actually did very early on in my series. Back when I... Was that me? That was somebody. That was, I don't even know if I was around back then. And it was, I think it was the first series that actually got a good amount of views. But today we're covering episode 1 of Futabu. And if you're wondering, yes, this is going to be a multi-part episode, of which I will maybe, try to squeeze more than one episode into a single video. Because there's a good amount of these. There's like 6. Which would be the longest that I've done this. But nonetheless, let's get to it. Now, Futabu is an older off-brand, and thank you once again, Noble, for the title. Made by MediaBank, running at about 25 minutes and 39 seconds long, with 15 total categories, notable tags of which are orgy, comedy, and futanari. If you are not aware, futanari essentially translates into girl with pee-pee. You can see where this is going. Now, the beginning of this is rather strange because of the 25 minutes and around 40-ish seconds that it takes up. The first 8 minutes are essentially like character stats for the around 6 characters that are in this series, which is kind of strange. Like, it shows off the measurements for everything below the belt and above the belt and their general attitude. The first 8 minutes could do one of my pillars pretty easily. But nonetheless, let's get into the actual series. The episode starts with a girl being introduced to a new club that she is going to be joining. The aptly named Futa Club. In which case, she is the first member to join who is not one of them. She is a full female. From head to toe, nothing weird or out of the norm. And then she essentially gets introduced by opening the first door and then revealing the first, quote, scene that is in this series. Running from 8 minutes and 10 seconds to 8 minutes and 30 seconds. It's kind of like one of those moments where you walk in on somebody getting laid, and it lingers around a little bit. Think of the first episode, or maybe the second or third episode of Tokyo Ghoul, where they walk in on one of the side characters having sex with his girlfriend. And imagine if it just lingered there for a little bit. That's about what would happen. They see 2 girls, a dark-skinned girl, and a smaller girl. They're all kind of getting into it. And then after introducing herself to all the members go through each other saying, "Hi, I'm blank," introducing them name by name, and then eventually introducing the class president, who is much more prominent character throughout these series. And another scene then coincides about a good few minutes later at 10 minutes and 30 seconds, going all the way to 13 minutes in. The class president then sees this display and decides to kind of step in to see that she's in charge for a reason. Leading into scene number 3. Wow, we're almost 15 minutes in, and we have 3 scenes. And it's running from 14 minutes and 10 seconds to 15 minutes. A pretty short scene. This one isn't really well known for its amazing scenes, but it is well known for the tags that it's using, because it damn well knows it's using them. It's revealed that the president has, the reason she is president is because she may be one of the smallest in the room, but that does not mean she is the smallest in the room by a lot. So much so that when she becomes aroused, the blood flow is so much that it might cause her to pass out if she's not using her entire body. Pretty much, if she's not aroused physically and mentally, then she passes out. Now, after it's revealed the size of her, she passes out and then wakes back up in a swimsuit at a sauna, where they can essentially kind of work their way into being a little bit more healthy, kind of making sure that she's good while she's also passed out. Leading into the next scene that runs from 16 minutes to 23 minutes and 30 seconds. So, pretty fucking long one. Yeah, running at 7.5 minutes long. Afterwards of the really long scene, they also have to spend a good amount of time cleaning up the mess they just made, because if you're not privy to the rules of the girl with a large pee-pee, they tend to have more essence inside of them than guys do. So there's oftentimes more of a cleanup property that goes along with it. Trust me, I'm an expert. I didn't get my doctorate for being a loser. I got my doctorate for exploring. I'm not a doctor, but I am knowledged. Afterwards, after cleaning up the reason they're all there, and they decide to make up, kind of saying, hey, I didn't mean to cause you to pass out since I joined the club, but also saying, hey, now that we're all in here, we can all start working together. In which case, they introduce their newest member, the female that joined, who did not exactly fit the criteria to be in. And leading into probably one of the shorter reviews that I'd give, because there's not a lot of complexity to this. This is a single episode of a 6-part series, of which I will intersperse it in between a few of them. And if you're ever worried that when another episode comes out of a review and you're like, oh, you already covered this, look at the title closely, because I may have to change up the titles every once in a while, because these are pretty similar. Like, this one ends in an exclamation point, and another series may also end at 2 exclamation points, but also be roughly the same name, so I may have to do a few things to kind of visually catch it. So, on to the 3 pillars and the overall. Pillar number 1, animation. And now there is something oddly strange about older animation, like I did point out recently. Older animation seems to have a fluidness to it that just is amazing. I love how it works. Where it's old school, but it's also like they had no budget, but they had passion. Heavy, dark lines that go along with it that cause just feeling to go into a lot of the things that they do. Leading to an incredibly high 9 out of 10 when it comes to the score. God damn, I am impressed. Yes. This is the first episode. The first episodes are usually strong. They want to draw you in so that they can then pump it in. Man, sorry. Futa jokes are kind of my bread and butter. Now, bringing it into the second pillar, the characters. They're fun and they're varied. There's a distinct personality. The dark-skinned one that has been introduced is kind of tomboyish, which kind of goes along, which is kind of a trope alongside hentai and anime both, that they kind of just have that to them. Tomboyish, tanned, shorter hair, kind of goes along with the theme. There's also the green-haired one who kind of goes along the side of small girl, spunky attitude sort of thing. The class president who has the tsundere, but also small, all thing going with her. And then there's the, I want to say kundere, the assistant president. I'm pretty sure she's got the purple hair, and the thing that she's packing down below is more long than it is anything else. That being said, they are fun, they have distinct personalities, and they also have distinct movements between them. But given that it's the first episode, there is one thing that I will say about character, the one pillar, is that it's one of the only ones that is never consistent throughout. Unless no character development happens, then it never goes up. up, and it never really goes down, because you also know the history of these characters. That being said, right now, they are at an 8 out of 10. They are really good for what they are, and I really hope that they can go up by any point. Now, third and final pillar, the plot. What we're all here for. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm not even going to say this is a guilty pleasure of mine. This is a straight up fetish, and it is perfect. It is done well. There's just... If they could have lengthened the first scene that's added in this, it would have been perfect. But as it stands, it is a high 9 out of 10. That's some good shit. Overall, averaging it together with 2 9s and an 8, that leads it around a very high 8 out of 10, but since we round in these parts, 9 out of 10 it is. Overall, 9 out of 10 would start a new fetish. Hopefully for other people as well. Everybody needs to stop being a little bit more prudish and just accept that weird shit is going to turn you on every once in a while. Thank you very much for being around here, and thank you to everybody who has started. We are currently at 33 subscribers. Holy fucking shit. We are a third of the way to 100. And once we reach 100, congratulations. We can only go up from there. Fuck. I love my patients. I'm the only doctor who wants more patients. I don't want to see you guys get healthy. I want you guys to get sick and come to me for your medicine. So... thank you to everybody that's shown up. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you. Have a nice day. I have been the doctor. I'll see my patients later. Don't be a dick. There's too many of them. Wash your hands and stay safe. Peace.